Hey, we're the team at can'tfindmyfile.com. We've experienced that native file search is broken, and honestly, operating systems are old and we've just become lazy. If you don't know the name of your file, it's honestly just hours of your life spent scrolling. For this project, we're aiming to solve some of these issues with integrated LLM-based semantic search and organization prompts. We'll be hosting the LLMs locally, which is of utmost importance to people who handle confidential data, like our lawyers, doctors, and researchers who can't use ChatGPT. For this check-in, our overall focus on the app was to have mockups designed along with building out multiple iterations of the app to try out a couple things and see what would stick. The most useful that we found for personal experience and user feedback was the semantic search and chat along with the organization assistant. These would be our primary features and ones that we spent the most effort perfecting. We think the user experience is the most important aspect of any product. That's why we here at CFMF did research and decided that following the structure of the mom test by Rob Fitzpatrick would be the best for our needs. Using user interviews, we've built our personas for our possible customer base, with us asking questions related to the product and instead of the unnecessary data collection. We learned what devices our future users would use, that they were unsatisfied with their current arrangement of organization, that people just want to make their lives easier without sacrificing privacy and performance, which is exactly what CFMF strives. A quote from a potential user that I just love says, "I thought it was just life. If I can't find my files, I'm just poor at organizing." You can read the rest of our 16 reviews right there.
Our team continued using GitHub projects to keep our team on track, and most of our tickets this time around were focused on the technical implementation of the project, making sure that our chat interface is working, that we can preview files, building out each feature per milestone. We were also holding each other accountable through our meeting minutes, taking note of each member that was present and what we discussed. Through our discussions, we looked at different software and also debated user flows to solve problems like the cold start problem to make sure the user doesn't have to wait too long when the program's launched for the first time. We also revamped our landing page, making sure our page was a little less cluttered and that the viewer can clearly see that they can join our waitlist. And speaking of our waitlist, we also had a lot more emails in our waitlist, which we'll use to demo the preliminary version of our product too.
So our prototype can be accessed with a quick keyboard shortcut, and by default it shows the recently accessed files of the user. We also have an LLM running locally, and it's OpenAPI compatible, so it has documentation at this endpoint, which is pretty useful. We're using the LLM to power our chat with your files feature to get information about a particular file, and we have the LLM connected here. We just need to give it the context of the specific file. And now I'll showcase our download reorganization feature. So we can see I have an SE380 folder. I'm just going to empty that right now. And once I download this SE380 homework, it sees that it might be related to SE380. So it suggests that I move it to the SE380 folder. And now we can see that the file was moved here as expected. So our next steps are to have a RAG pipeline for a locally running LLM to have context about the user's files and file system, as well as testing with real users that we've talked to, seeing what they think about our features, and having a daemon that indexes files in real time. And yeah, so we're really proud of the progress that we've made so far. It's a pretty complex issue, getting the LLM to run locally and having it all work together. And the problem of file search as a whole is quite nuanced, but we're proud of the progress that we've made, and we're looking forward to the future. What we have planned for MP3 is to have our product in the hands of the first few users and see what they think about it.
Based on the user interviews we did, we realized that we had a lot of research work to do. So we got onto independent research tracks, dividing the work, and then collaborated on the final research subject. And we realized that LLM-based agentic approach with adaptive prompts would be the best way forward to create the best search engine, chat engine, as well as file organization engine. And here's the architecture we came up with, which basically uses Tauri, a cross-platform desktop application framework, as the front end and the back end. And basically, we have our search engine and our chat engine being offered and powered by a vector store called Quadrant, and that also runs locally. And to optimize further, we use hierarchical folder-based KD trees. Finally, we came across a lot of problems on the way, and model hosting was a lot harder than we imagined it to be. OS level APIs are also different across different operating systems, and so there's a problem with native applications.